So I tried an experiment last year in 2022 when I told myself I wouldn't watch television for the entire year. And it was crazy and some very interesting things happened in the process. But here's how it went. So in the latter part of 2021, I realized I wasn't watching TV at all. Anytime I sit in our TV area to watch TV, it just felt new and different. But at the same time, I felt like I wasn't missing anything. But as I thought about it, I realized there was really nothing on TV that I couldn't get elsewhere. So I decided to challenge myself. So what I mean by TV is cable or digital television, right? So I could use my TV as a monitor to my laptop or for YouTube, but no digital channels like DSTV or no traditional channels like TV3 and the rest. So I could watch YouTube series, movies and adverts, which actually take more time, no adverts, more attention, and I'm more selective of what I watch since I choose what I watch and it's not determined by some group of people somewhere who says, okay, let's show Home Alone today.
Sheesh, calm down, will ya?
And did I miss anything? No, I don't think there was any show I was really invested in. Even the most popular ones like Day Trash and Ghana Must Beautiful. I wasn't really interested in that, and so it wasn't hard not to watch it. That's not to say if we watch it, it's bad or it's John or whatever. Don't come for me. But it was just not my cup of tea. And even at my age, I still enjoy some cartoons.
You know what 420 is, right?
Yeah, it's code for adults who still watch cartoons.
So entertainment is actually really subjective. Now I know someone will ask what about the news. Now most people who use it actually know that Twitter is probably one of the fastest breaking news outlets out there. Things happen on Twitter before they happen in real life, as some people say. And also one of the beauties is that I don't have to wait till 7 p.m. before I get my news, or maybe 12 p.m. before I get my midday news. Twitter is not an entirely reliable source, I know that, and I know better than to take any news online at face value. But what I usually do is that I compare with multiple sources online, then I confirm for myself that, okay, the news is actually true. Also, some accounts or some news outlets frame stories a certain way in their subjective opinion. And if you are not careful, that might influence your opinion on the particular matter, which is actually a big problem on the internet nowadays. So you have to also make sure that you follow a number of news outlets, especially with the ones that talk about politics and stuff, because some news outlets frame their stories in a certain way. If you're not careful, you might be swayed, right? But that's a topic for a different day. But when it's indeed true, Twitter is one of the best sources of information because it comes really fast and it's very timely. So other stuff I watched were movies and series from the past and present on very special websites. And on Netflix occasionally when they release their good shows. But of course I made sure never to miss my quarterly Marvel content from Disney Plus, which is still not yet in Ghana, which I don't understand. But I did the needful. I know how to get my way around it. And till they bring it to Ghana, I guess that's the only way we can get to watch it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, boy.
So yeah, I did enjoy my time away from TV, to be honest. Maybe that's mostly because I didn't have anything there for me. But that was until I got to the end of the year when there were specific things going on that I could really only enjoy on TV. And yes, I'm talking about the World Cup. Now, I'm not a super football fan, right? It is probably the only sport I watch, but I just decided to watch all the big matches. But when it comes to the World Cup, I'm a super fan. I try to watch almost all the matches. That's when I do all my recaps.
I prefer football of the World Cup variety.
And I had to compromise because, look, the sports people will agree with me that football is one of the sports that's best enjoyed in the company of friends who enjoy the sport as well. And I actually started from streaming, and that was a terrible experience. If anybody has watched football streaming, you know that from the buffering to the frame drops to the loneliness of watching by yourself is just terrible. So I couldn't. So after the first couple of matches, I switched to watching TV, Super Sport to be specific, with a company of friends, and to be honest, it made it very enjoyable. And I even remember the National Science and Maths quiz. Even though it was being shown on TV, I decided to watch on YouTube because I wanted to stick to my plan.
We all must resist temptation.
So this was the only time during the 365 days that I decided to break my streak and watch TV because, I mean, it's World Cup. But apart from that, I kept my streak throughout the year and I didn't watch TV. So to answer my question, is cable TV dead? Look, once there's a demand, there will be a supply. Clearly, some people watch TV. I know my old people do watch TV, and some retirees also do. But I think there might be a certain demographic that actually TV is dead to them. In Ghana, we have free-to-air channels like TV3, GH1, Metro TV, and so on. So once you buy a television, you have free access to these television stations. TV license doesn't work in Ghana nowadays, so fine. But other countries, TV license actually works, so you don't have any free-to-air. But in Ghana, we do have free-to-air, so those are there. But in Ghana, we don't have cable television. Now, cable TV, basically what happens is that there's a television cable running throughout the country. In other countries, they have it. There's a television cable running throughout the country. So you tap into that cable, connect it to your TV, you pay a cable subscription, and have access to the channel. Unfortunately, in Ghana, we don't have that. I don't know how long it will take, because I can't imagine running a cable throughout the entire country. It will be weird. But yeah, I'm waiting for the time to come to Ghana.
How? That's impossible.
But till it comes, we don't have some in Ghana, so that's fine. The next we have is satellite TV. Now, satellite TV, I'm sure most of us would know it to be DSTV. So basically, what happens is that maybe they might be producing the show or streaming the show from South Africa, and they stream the show, send it to an actual satellite in space, and then we in Ghana, we can buy. That's why we need a big dish. So we buy the big dish, put it on top of our roofs in the house, and then we pick the channel from that satellite. So sometimes when you realize it's raining and stuff, they tell you that the signal is low because it's picking it from a very large distance. So that's for satellite television. So those are the three main television categories we have around. So we have the free-to-air television stations, we have the satellite television stations, and we have the cable television, which is not in Ghana. All right, so with free-to-air television, I think my demographic wouldn't really be their target anymore. I also believe their views are actually on the decline. Unfortunately, those are some of the details television stations don't share with us publicly. But with the exception of a few shows that break trends, I really think free-to-air television is going down. But with satellite, it gets interesting, right? Some people enjoy the many channel collection that DSTV provides, and some homes have their kids channels on DSTV, and that's their main source of distraction. So I do really think that satellite will be staying here for a while. But at least from my World Cup experience, I don't think it will go away. But I also know some people also like having their news channels there, like CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, and all the rest. So I think for satellite television, it might be here to stay. So I think I'll have to rephrase my statement and say, is free-to-air television dying? Maybe, but I don't think it will die because it's free. And once something is free, I'm most likely going to get people who demand it. And so that was my experience of avoiding TV for a year, which I can easily continue without even realizing. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.